We are backity back, like Devin says. I think that's what she said in the last episode of Nighttime Talks. Backity back or something like that. Guys, I shot a video yesterday. And 6 minutes in, my camera stopped recording. And my camera goes almost to like 30 minutes normally, and then it goes, and that tells me it stops recording. And so I have to get up and click the record again. But yesterday, it just stopped at 6 quietly, and it's never done that before. And I was like talking for like 45 minutes. And then I'm like, cool, goodbye, guys. And then I get up, I hit the record to stop recording, and nothing. And I was like, that's weird, because whenever I hit the button, it makes a sound. It didn't make a sound, so I looked, and like my camera, I don't even think it was, like it was on, but obviously wasn't recording, so it was just like there was no sound. And it wasn't even recording when I clicked it, because if it wasn't recording and I clicked it, it would make that as if it was recording, but it didn't make any sound. And then when I clicked the button to view all the previous footage, it showed the previous one. And I was like, uh-oh. And then I played it and stopped like at 6 minutes. So we don't have it anymore. But I'm here on a Friday night, sitting. I think the sprinkler's on right now, because I hear something, because it goes like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, in front yard, backyard. But hi, I still don't know what to call this, honestly. I still don't know. Just talkity talk. I've been super into... Oh, yeah. It's like I talked about stuff yesterday and then forgot about it. And like I keep thinking that I already talked about it, which I did, but like on the video. And so you guys know, but you don't know. But we went to Lagoozles. We went to Lagoon the other day, and it was fun. We went with my friend and his kids, and it's really nice because they also have 3 kids, and they're about the same age as our kids, so they all get along. And first time going to a theme park with 3 kids. It's 11 o'clock. It's 11:02 now. Yeah, first time going to a theme park with 3 kids. It's fun. It was hot. Very, very hot. Luckily, the lines weren't too long, and there are only so many rides we could go on because the height requirement, and there were even rides that Drusilla couldn't go on because she was too tall now. So it's kind of like that divide where Taeyang and Drusilla normally would go on all the rides together because they were little, but now like she's turning 8 in like a month and a half, and that height difference is really coming into play at the theme park, because now we had to do like separate rides because there were a good amount of rides that Taeyang was able to ride, but she wasn't because she was just too tall. So it's a new gen. It's like a new thing we're coming across now. And then the baby will soon, once he's able to walk and do his own little thing, he'll probably be in the same category with Taeyang in terms of rides, maybe for like a year or so. And then Taeyang will be able to join Drusilla, and then the baby will have all of his baby rides himself. So It's a process. It's a process. Hope everyone's doing well. Almost choked on the water. Lately, I've been super into, obviously, like you guys know, I'm working on the foyer upstairs. And like that's kind of been everything I've been thinking about all day. Like besides like the work I'm doing, it's like any free time I have, like I'm thinking about that room and how to improve it and things I want to do and reading like a ton of like, well, not reading, just like researching and looking at a ton of other people's spaces and what they did and the styles I'm looking for. And it really consumes you. It really does. And I think in a good way, because there were a lot of things I learned and a lot of terms I learned that I had no idea about, and a lot of new items and new things that I had no idea about. So, knowledge, whatever that means. But yeah, it's cool. And I've been trying to pick up a lot of pieces that obviously, one, are renter friendly, but two, like I could take it with me. So it's not like a one-time use. So what's really cool about that is like an example would be like the trims, the wall moldings that are coming. Hopefully they turn out. But they're coming in. We could use it on the wall. They're saying there's adhesive on the back, so it'll stick to the wall, and that should be enough. But other people, obviously not in rentals, like also they'll take that, and then they'll also use like a nail gun, and then they'll use caulk. I think that's what it's called, caulk, to like I guess flush it out and like hide that little crack in between the wall and the trim, like that. Fill that in. I don't think I'm gonna use that because when we move, I'm gonna have to take it off, and then I don't want to have to like, yeah, the whole trouble of it. And hopefully, like, the wall looks white to me, but Devin was saying it's a little bit off white. So if the trim is white and the wall is off white, if it's not too off white, I'm not gonna have to paint the wall. Or no, I'm not gonna have to paint the trim, because I think she said when we moved in here, they left like a can of paint under the sink. I haven't checked, but worst case, like I have to paint either the trim or the wall. Best case scenario, it just works, and just stick it on. Everything looks good. We're good to go. Yeah, but it's coming from Turkey. Istanbul. Yeah. That's coming in. Then I was thinking about, yeah, the chairs came in. You know, what's like funky about the chairs was that they gave you instructions and they gave you like certain sets of screws to fit like certain areas of the chair. And this chair has two wooden arms. It's one piece of wood, and it's the arms and the legs combined. And it actually came on another piece of wood, and it was bolted into that piece of wood, so it didn't move at all. And so it came with bolts, like 3 bolts this long. But my issue was that so there are the 2 arms and legs, I guess, 2 pieces like that. And then there's a base. And so you put that on, and then you have to use the bolts and put it in through the arms into the base. And the screws that they gave me that were meant for that were like 2 inches, but like I had 3 screws that went in through the arm and into the base, and it tightened, and then one of them just could not catch, so it won't reach, so it's useless. And no matter how hard like I closed the gaps and I pressed it in, nothing. And so I was getting frustrated with that. And like I shot a reel making the chair, but you know, there was like a good 15 minutes of it where I was just struggling. Your boy was struggling. And I just, the one of the long bolts that I talked about earlier was just laying on the ground. So I was like, you know what, why not? So I shoved it in and it worked. So I was able to put it in all the way. So like I doubled, almost tripled in size of the bolt, and it just fit. So maybe it was meant to be, like maybe I was meant to use that big ass bolt, but it worked. And same thing for like the back part. One of the bolts didn't fit, so I ended up using the long one and it fit. So everything worked out. And it also came with little, I don't know these terms. I should know. It came with like a cover, a bolt cover, a little wooden bolt cover. So it's round because the side of the arm has like a circle indent, and that's where you put in the bolt. And then, yeah, there's like holes. And it came with little bolt covers, but the wood, the color of those covers it's not the same. It's very different. So like it would look like, you know, the color of this cabinet and then the color of this wall. So like if this was the color of the arm, the wood of the chair, this was the color of that bolt cover. And I just ended up not putting it on because I think it looked fine without it. So yeah. But chair's great. I low key, like I was looking at it today and I'm like, man, like I was going for like a very cream, lighter color theme, and I love the chair, and it's brown fake leather, but like a little part of me was like, man, should I have gotten a lighter color? But then like 30 minutes ago I was thinking, no, I like it. I like it a lot. Looks good, very classy. Love that mid-century style. Love the color, because the wall's going to be white, the trim's white, the buffet cabinet is white and brown. The coffee table is white marble, and then eventually I'm going to get like a white or cream colored rug. And then I was thinking, oh, well, maybe like down the line, I could get on Etsy. I saw there are people that make chair cushions, specifically just chair cushions. And then you can tell them the size you want and the type of material, and they'll make it. And what's cool about these chairs is that I thought the arms bolted into the cushion, the bottom cushion. And so I was like, okay, well, then you can't change it. But because that's how my office chair is, my red tuft office chair. Everything, like, it's an office chair. So you can't remove the bottom or the back, and the cover doesn't come off. So you can't clean it. You can't replace items. It is what it is. So, but this chair is different. Like the cushion comes off, both the back and the bottom. So if I wanted to, I could change it up, maybe get like white linen material or canvas. I don't know if it's whatever. White linen cushion for the bottom and the back, and it'll look really good with that brown wood. And then it'll match for maybe like spring, summer. And then for like fall, winter, I could change to the brown. But that's down the line. Just a lot of ideas, a lot of home stuff. And like I'm always asking Devin, like, hey, you like this, right? Or do you like it? Do you? What do you think? What do you think? Just sit down. Let's talk about it. She's like, looks good. I'm like, anything else? And she's like, you did a good job, honey. Looks good. I'm like, do you really like it? She's like, yeah, I like it. And it's kind of like, that's it. I don't know if she's like busy thinking about something else, or she has other things on her mind, but she said it's good and she likes it. So, just can't wait till it's like done. Or maybe I guess like it'll never be done. It's always a work in progress, Like I'm always changing things up, bringing things in, taking things out. So yeah, let's call it more of a work in progress. And where we are right now, I think it's already improved so much by just removing that white couch we had and removing the artwork that was in there and putting it in with the Father's Day artwork, one of a kind. Moving in the buffet cabinet, bringing some plants, some life into the room. I think it's already improved so much, and super excited to continue moving forward with this space because it's looking beautiful. And by the way, I believe Nighttime Talks is not going to be shot down here anymore now that we have the chairs. So going forward, I think episode 13 moving forward is going to be shot up there. So I'm really excited about that. New space definitely feels more open, more talk friendly, you know? As opposed to this little office space. Good stuff. Good stuff. Exciting. Always fun taking on projects. Whoa. Projects that you have an interest in. It's fun. You bring your personality into it, and your home is kind of like a representation. I like to think your home is a representation of you, your space where you live. Because like when people come in and they see it, it's like, oh, this is your humble abode. This is where you live. This is your personality. Like, as you can see in the back, I have a lot of things I've collected, and this is I love this aesthetic. So like when people see this or they come into my home, like, and they see this, they're like, oh, this is the type, it tells us a little bit more about you. Like, I love going to antique stores. Like that bird. It's a hawk. It's a brass hawk. And I found it at an antique store, and it was built in the it was the 50s in South Korea. And then it ended up in that antique store in Silver Lake in LA, and your boy found it. So that's something I'll keep for the rest of my life. And it's just, I just love pieces like that. This ship was a gift from my older sister when she went to San Francisco, I think for the first time, when maybe she was in high school. That big ass ship was, my mom found it at Ross when I was probably like 10 years old, and she thought it was cool, and we've had it in the family ever since. And wow, that means like that ship's like 20 years old. Wow. Yeah. Cool stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, I played flag football, when I was in 6th grade. And I only played it because all my friends were playing flag football for like the city league, and I wanted to hang out with my friends. So I asked my parents to sign me up, and went to the mall, went to the booth, signed up, played for the Bears. I had no idea how to play football. No idea. I just said, I'm going to play football because all my friends are playing. And I ended up not being on the same team as any of my friends. Actually, all my friends ended up on the same team, and I didn't. Like, I got put on the Bears. Like, I think they played for the Cowboys, and I played for the Bears. And I had no idea. I was like, great. Now I'm stuck playing football. Don't even see my friends anymore because you don't practice together. And I had no idea, and they placed me as a wide receiver. And if you don't know football, wide receiver is the guy that is supposed to catch the ball if they throw it to you. and I never caught a ball. And they probably threw it to me like twice throughout the whole season because they knew I wasn't going to catch it. Yeah. I remember like every Saturday we had a game. I had no freaking idea what I was doing. I was just like there. And then like I don't even think I played very much. Like I was probably like first string bench warmer because I had no idea how to play. So I just showed up, warmed the grass, and it's like go team. Your number one bench warmer, me. But at the end of the day, we went to me and Ed's at the end of the season. Honestly, I don't even think we won a game. I think we got last place in the league. But I mean, good times, right? It's, participation right there. Boom. Have a trophy for it. I like it. And I played in 6th grade. I was, 12? No, it was before I turned 12 because it was the fall. So I was 11. So that statue is like 19 years old. Yeah. Yup. Good times. Good times. Oh, by the way, that over there. There we go. So those are my medals from running like the 5Ks. And it was like crazy because when I got the first one from the Salt Lake 5K, it's like, wow, when was the last time I got a medal? And it's like high school. No, I think it was middle school. It was for like reading or something, like reading at a book club or something like that. Something like, I don't think it was sports. Maybe it was like attendance, perfect attendance or something like that. And I didn't realize that stuff. It's like like I took it for granted. Like you get these ribbons and you get these medals and it's participation. And like I got a ton of participation, like accolades growing up. And like you start collecting them and you're like, yeah, cool. And like it's like as a kid, I thought it was like a part of my life. Like, yeah, it was going to come. I was going to get it. But then, you grow up, go to high school, and I'm sure other people got it in high school. I didn't get anything. And college definitely didn't get anything there. And then you grow up, real world, and nada. And now I'm a 30-year-old man. I don't know. Maybe like they give it out in like city leagues, like adult like leagues, like softball and stuff like that. If you win, I don't know, but it was cool. It was cool. And then I ran the 5K and I found out they gave out medals. I was like, wow. And then you run marathons and you get medals. I'm like, wow. So, yeah, got it, and I was like, wow, this feels kind of good. I mean, it's participation, and like we paid for it because you have to pay to do it. So in a way, I guess you're paying for that. But, it's that experience. And then it's kind of like, they like put it on your head afterwards. You're like, sweet, thanks. You like earned it. Yeah. Speaking of running, I've been still trying to decide whether I want to run a half marathon and train for it. It's on my bio. I said maybe. I'm still deciding. I want to. Actually, I want to. I just haven't decided when I'm going to start training because I just got caught up with the room thing. Well, first it was like super busy with work, and then it's like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, and then I got, just finally decided to give our foyer front room a makeover. And then, again, like I said earlier, like that's all I was thinking about aside from work. So, yeah. I want to do something that'll help keep me in shape. Yeah. I feel like I've kind of hit like that. Like when it comes to like working out and stuff, I'm kind of like either I'm on it or I'm not. And when I'm not, like I like question, I'm like why, or when I am doing it, I start questioning like why, like why am I working out like 5 times a week? And one side of me is like, "Oh yeah, you want to be healthy?" Sure. You want to stay in shape? Sure. And then the other side of me is like, "Okay, but like do you have to work out like 5 times a week? Like do you have to work out like an hour every time you work out? Like do you have to, work on your biceps and like do all these like specific muscle groups?" And I'm like why am like I don't know, like I'm always going back and forth in my mind. Like why? Like there are the pros to both sides. I see it. Okay, yeah, like I don't have to work out 5 times a week. I don't have to what is my goal? And it's always, or it's most of the time it's to just be healthy, I guess. But like I feel like maintaining good health isn't just working out, and a lot of it is your diet, in my opinion. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could cut down working out. Like I don't have to take it that intense. Like what am I, if I'm just trying to maintain good health, like do I need to be going 5 times, 6 times a week, freaking doing all these curls and bench press and squats, like do I need to be doing that, or can I do like full body exercises maybe 3 times a week? I need to go. Like I need to be consistent with working out. I have to be, because I don't want to end up like the freaking alien from Men in Black. The yellow one with the belly? Like I don't want to end up like that, cuz I feel like that's my body type. Like I'm pretty slim, but like if I like let myself go, my belly's going to like come out, and then I'll be like this like slim pot belly like alien from Men in Black, and I don't want to be that. So I need to stay more consistent with working out. But it's like me on the other side is like, okay, but like you don't have to work out that hard. Like you don't have to do all this stuff. Like chill. And I'm like, you're right. And then my other side's like, no, we got to hit all these muscle groups. We got to do it all 5 days a week. And then my other side's like, well, then why? Like I'm not trying to get jacked, am I? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, so then I get jacked, and then what? Like, what's next? Am I gonna go compete? No. Like, am I gonna take a ton of like shirtless photos like all the time? Probably not. Like, why am I? Okay, I got jacked, and now like I feel like once you reach a certain physique, like at least like maintaining a 6 pack is like you gotta, it takes a lot of work. It's not easy. It takes real commitment. And I'm thinking, well, why am I making this big ass commitment, this real commitment, this challenging commitment for what? Just so I can look in the mirror and go, nice. Like, I don't care for that. It's like, okay, cool. What's next? I reached that physique. What's next? Like, I need to like chill out. I have like no chill. Like, Camera be cutting out. Oh shoot, I forgot a slate. Okay. Slate. 3, 2, 1. Like what now? Great. Like I got the 6-pack. I have like I'm shredded. Like and what's next? Like to me, I'm like there really isn't a next. So, like other people are like, yeah, I want to maintain this shape forever. Great. You know, you have that goal. Like your goal is to maintain it. But like I feel like my goals are always just it's always like once I hit something, I'm like, okay, well next? What's next? You know, do I want to get even more shredded? No, I don't. Do I want to gain all this weight? No, not really. I don't care for it. Like, I don't know. It's just that's always been my mindset. Because growing up, like that's been my mindset. Like once I graduated college, because like in high school, everyone was working out. All the guys worked out. So I was like, okay, I need to work out. And plus, like we all played sports, so I'm like, okay, well we like have to work out. And then in college, I worked out because the gym was included. Like I was paying for it in my tuition, so I was like, okay, well, if I'm paying for it, I have to go. And also too, all the other guys were working out, and like you want to look good in college, you know, because you want to look good in college. So I worked out there. And then graduating, I worked out again. I got a gym membership and started working out. And then that was when I was doing a lot more acting right out of college. So it's like, okay, well, it's important. I need to maintain the shape. So I worked out pretty hard, like I think I did like 6 days a week, you know, the arms and everything. And I got in pretty good shape, I think. And then I stopped. And then I started working these different jobs, and then like got really busy with that. And then like that's when like I started going back and forth. Always like why not? Why not? Well, what's the goal? And I'm at that stage again. It's like last year I was working out hard to maintain good shape, and like primarily it was to gain weight. And I did gain the weight. Like I was eating like crazy, so I gained like 30 pounds. So I went from 120. I was actually watching the Devin's Memorial Day vlog because it popped up on my YouTube feed, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that. Which, by the way, I edited all of it, so it didn't like it's weird because like I was watching it and I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen next? But like I made the video, like I shot it all, but it just yeah. Anyways, that's besides the point. I I watched it and I saw myself. I'm like, dang, I was so skinny. Like I lost a lot of weight. And like I think I dropped like when I met Devin, I was like 130, 135, and then in that video, I think I was 120. So I lost like 15 pounds. Like super skinny. And like I don't think I'm that skinny anymore. And I know I'm not because I weighed myself like 2 weeks ago. Actually, Devin made me weigh myself because she was curious. And I was 149. No, I was 150. Then I weighed myself like 2 days later. And then I dropped to like 148. So like I'm ballpark 148, 150. Not all muscle. And I'm okay with that. I have like a little bit of a dad bod. Which I'm not really, like I'm shy about it. But I don't have a big issue about it. I'm like, cool. Devin's like, I like you chunky. You look healthy. And I agree. Like watching that, I'm like 120. I look really skinny. And I didn't like that. Oh no. My camera stopped. Again, it says the internal part is really hot. So let's see. The camera turned off, but the sound's still recording. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, oh, maybe my camera's like, wrap it up. Oh, Slate, 3, 2, 1. I try to shoot these so that like I don't have to cut it. It's just like straight raw from the moment I hit record. So, yeah, you probably just saw that black screen come back. Man, I'm lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, we're talking about working out. So it's like, yeah, 120 was too skinny. But yeah, that's why like when I ran the 5K, I actually ran it for Ann Caller, the partnership we have, and I enjoyed it a lot because like I got into shape and like I documented it all, so you guys could watch that vlog on my channel. But yeah, like once I started running again, like because I ran a lot in high school and college and even after that, because I don't know, like it helps clear my head. Like I enjoy running, but I've never ran that much, like those long distance. It's usually like 2-3 miles. I'm good to go. I'm like, cool, what's next? Because like the longer you run, like obviously the more time it takes. And a half marathon, 13 miles around there, it's like 13.1, 13.2. Because like a full marathon's like 26.2 around there, and then a half's like 13 minimum. So it's like that's gonna take a long ass time. Even if you're like a really fast runner who's running like 4-minute miles, like that's still like almost an hour, I think. Yeah, if you're doing like 4 times 13, yeah, it's almost an hour. So it's like maybe less, but yeah, that running that got me to think, okay, well, I don't have to be in the gym, pumping iron or doing whatever all the time. Like I could just run and maintain good health and stay in good shape by running. And I enjoy running. I get out of the house, listen to music, good time. And then I could hit the gym maybe like twice a week. So I love how like I'm like preaching the stuff. Am I preaching? Like I love how like I'm like talking about this, but like I'm still paying for a gym membership. It's like $10 a month. I'm like, I will go. And like, like I'm so disappointed in myself. I need to get it together. So, like, my fitness has always been like this out of college. It's like I'm good shape, working hard, and then, but then like it hasn't been very difficult getting back into shape. But like the older I get, I have felt like it does get harder. Like I'm not like Devin likes to say, I ain't a spring chicken anymore. So it does take more work for me to get back to where I was. But I like to think I'm still young. I mean, like 30 years old. I don't think that's old. Devin calls me an old man. I don't think that's old. I don't. Yeah. But I don't feel like a kid. Well, okay. Sometimes I still feel like I'm a kid. And sometimes people still mistake me for my children's babysitter. And Devin also says I look younger with my hair like this. I beg to differ. But it is what it is. Sometimes I still feel like a kid because I'll play with my kids' toys. I'll play with it and like really get into it. And then like I do that so that they get into it and like they start playing with their toys. Because sometimes they're just like I'm bored, like fix it, like hang out. And like I have other things to do. And the only way to kind of get them off my back is like, oh, look at this monster truck. It's Gravedigger. oh shoot, it's Bone Shaker, and like we start playing with it, and like I get really into it and like start creating this story because I used to love playing with toys as a kid. So I would like do that, and then like Taeyang, and then the baby would see it, and then Drusilla would see it, and they'd be like start buying into the story, and they'd be like, okay, well I want to play, and then they start playing with it, and then when they get into it, I like I step back, get out of it, and then go back to my office and get back to work, and then they're all playing with it and super into it. So I forgot how I even got to that, but my camera's like, yo, it's 40 minutes. So yeah, I guess today was like a fitness episode. Everyone's different. Work out. Everyone has a reason, a different reason, their own reasons and goals to why they work out. And at the end of the day, health is number one. Do what you need to do to maintain that good health or get into good shape or good health. Stay in good health. That's the number one important thing. And, you know, if your goal is to get into good shape, then, you know, there are lots of different ways to do that, including working out, diet, you know, whatever. And if your goal is to just maintain good health, you know, there are lots of different ways to do that too. I'm just in, like, I need to make a decision and not kind of like go back and forth. Because sometimes it's just, I'm just like arguing with myself about something. Yeah. But thanks for watching, you guys. Again, I don't know what to call this, so I'll probably just say I still don't know as the title of this video. So hope everyone has a good night. It's 11:41, or a good day. So thanks for listening, y'all. Bye.